Welcome back to Washington Journal. We're joined now by Representative James Walkinshaw, a Democrat of Virginia and a member of the Oversight and Government Reform Committee. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Before we talk, I just wanted to respond to the last caller about the winery. This is Bloomberg. Bloomberg government is reporting this. Senators holding holiday weekend fundraising trips amid shutdown. This is from October 7th. Senate Majority Leader Thune is among the senators from both parties who have weekend fundraising getaways planned as the government shutdown heads toward its second week. Thune and other GOP senators have planned a fundraising trip this weekend to South Carolina. Their Democratic counterparts have scheduled one with donors in California wine country, according to fundraising appeals sent to donors and other sources. And just wanted to get back to that caller. But you have just been elected to Congress. You replaced the late Jerry Connolly. Can you give us a little bit of an idea about your background?
Sure. Well, I'm a lifelong Northern Virginian. My grandfather grew up on a farm near Dulles Airport, and I spent my entire life, with the exception of 4 years in college, in Northern Virginia. When I was 26 years old, Jerry Connolly asked me to be his chief of staff here in Washington. And I spent 11 years serving as his chief of staff, advising him on a host of issues. In 2019, I ran for the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors, which is the governing body in Fairfax County. I flipped a Republican-held seat, and for the last 5 years represented about 130,000 people right in the middle of Fairfax County, including George Mason University. When Congressman Connolly was diagnosed with cancer and made the decision not to seek re-election, he and I sat down and talked, and he encouraged me to consider stepping into the race to succeed him. And I was very fortunate to have been elected on September 9th, sworn into the House the next day on September 10th, and have been doing my best to represent my constituents in Virginia's 11th district since then.
And you're brand new to Congress, but you are in the middle of a shutdown now. So could you give us the latest on what kind of negotiations are going on?
Well, there aren't really negotiations going on, unfortunately, especially in the House. And we are now in week 4 of the unplanned House recess. Speaker Johnson has canceled votes again, so the Congressional Republicans are not here in Washington, not negotiating. Democrats like myself are here. We're ready to sit down and negotiate a compromise, but unfortunately, that can't take place when one side of that negotiation is not even in town.
So what's the long-term strategy then for Democrats?
Well, I think the long-term strategy is to continue to advocate to cancel the health care cuts, to address the expiration of the Affordable Care Act, enhanced premium tax credits. If we don't do that, just in my district, 19,000 people will see their health care premiums skyrocket. On November 1st, the open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act opens. So the families who have now been receiving those notices that their premiums will go up are going to have to go to healthcare.gov or the respective state exchanges and make a decision about the health care coverage for their families next year. So I think that date, November 1st, is critical and could be a forcing function to get our Republican colleagues to the negotiating table to work out a compromise.
Your Virginia district is very close to Washington, D.C. It's home to about 55,000 federal workers. What are you hearing from them?
So federal workers have experienced over the last 9 months an assault from the Trump administration. So they've been fired, laid off, forced out. They've had their public service to the nation, which I believe is noble service, denigrated and attacked for 9 months. So they are angry, frustrated, and fed up. And I think they see this Trump shutdown as one more in that long list of assaults and attacks that they've experienced from the Trump administration. So they want to see us negotiate. They want to see a spending agreement that, yes, reopens the government, addresses the health care cuts, provides some protections for federal agencies and federal workers from the rescissions that we've seen, from the illegal impoundment of federal funds where the Trump administration refuses to spend dollars that Congress actually funds and appropriates if they don't like that particular program. They want to see us accomplish all those things in a bipartisan negotiation.
Our guest is James Walkinshaw, a Democrat of Virginia. If you'd like to join our conversation and speak to him directly, you can do so. Our lines are by parties. Republicans, 202-748-8001. Democrats, 202-748-8000. And Independents, 202-748-8002. We have a line for federal workers. It's 202-748-8003. You serve on the Oversight Committee, and yesterday OMB put this on X. They said OMB is making every preparation to batten down the hatches and ride out the Democrats' intransigence, pay the troops, pay law enforcement, continue the rifts, and wait. We understand the pay the troops, the pay law enforcement. Where is that coming from, and where would that money be found, if at all? Do you have any idea?
I think that's a great question. I've read some reporting and speculation. And look, the Anti-Deficiency Act is very clear about what the administration can and cannot do during a shutdown. They cannot incur new obligations. They cannot expend money except when it's required to fulfill a constitutional duty or to preserve life and property. So I have a lot of questions about how they would intend to do that. You know, we've seen with the paying the troops an effort, and they haven't really explained it, to use unobligated funds at the Pentagon for which the Appropriations Act have given some transfer authority. So it's possible that there's a legal mechanism to do that. I haven't seen a similar explanation for paying law enforcement, but I'd be eager to review it. They just haven't explained it.
Let's